topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Mindset Marketing Mastery, the show that brings you the top speakers in the marketing and video industry. With your host, Marie Mason.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show with your host, Marie Mason, and that's myself. And my lovely and talented co-host is not able to make it, Plinny Phoenix. I hope you feel better. It stinks that in the summer months when you don't feel well. So there's a lot of stuff going out there this year. So please take care of yourself and join us for next week's show. So I am going to be kind of flying solo tonight. I had a guest named Kristine Grant, and I don't know, haven't seen her pop in the studio, so hopefully she'll sneak in. In the meantime, we're just going to start rolling the show, and I have some other content we can also go over. So tonight we're going to do a little twist of different things. So you might end up having me the whole show. So buckle up. We're going to have some fun. We always have fun on the Marketing Mindset Mastery Show. And again, if you're listening live, please also feel free to ask questions. We will answer them live. So if you do have questions during the replay, I will be sure to check the different platforms and answer them as well. So if not, I will funnel them to the speaker and get answers for you if I don't have the answers off the, at that time. So one way or the other, we'll get your questions answered. So with that, always having a great show. So, and if you haven't had a chance to, listen to the speaker, listen to all the episodes on speaker, listen to all the episodes on all the other ones, and I'm putting them also on Anchor. So there's going to be, we're on Apple, Spotify, speaker, so many different platforms. Also, you can listen to us on Audible as well as on Amazon. So please check out all the wonderful platforms that our show is on so you don't miss an episode. Anyway, that's what I wanted to make sure you do about right up front. And just want to say, oh my gosh, so much going on this lately. It's just been amazing so far this year. It's been such a it's already July, folks. So, can't believe that, can you? So, real quick, wanted just to let you know, America had celebrated their 244th birthday on July 4th, on Sunday, July 4th in 2021. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful way to celebrate it. Just a nice weather. It was a great time with family. And I hope everyone had a good holiday, made some memories and positive memories, and that everyone stayed safe because sometimes, holidays happen and things happen, right? So, gotta stay safe during that, but stay safe and having fun, right? So, Canada also celebrate its birthday on July 1st. So happy birthday to Canada as well. So wanted to recognize those. I had forgot to do that prior to the show last week. We had so much an amazing speaker last week, and I lost track of the holidays. So anyway, I was so engaged with that one particular speaker. So long story short, I do want to make sure that because I wanted to make sure I get those little notices out first before we go into our top tips for the week. Okay, so we're going to be sharing each week some top tips about how to grow your business and how to also um, position help you achieve success. So, I mean, the goal is for you to have confidence. Our goal is for you to achieve success, and the only way you're going to do that is to really do some work. Okay, so one of the goals one of the things that we're doing is we're giving you different steps to help your business grow and different action steps. So for this week's action step, for the top tip of the week. Uh, it's going to be centered about marketing your webinars. We talked a lot about marketing on the show because marketing mindset, who wants to be a marketing master kind of thing. So we want to be able to make sure you have a way to market your business. But we also want to talk to you about different topics like business owner mindset. We also like to talk to you about um, what's another word for it? We also like talking to you about uh, podcasts, webinars. Those are the virtual event side of things. Because let's face it, we went virtual in 2020 because of the pandemic. Now we're getting out of the pandemic, but we're still partially virtual. And a lot of people, one of the things about, webinars and podcasts is that it's a really, really good platform for you guys to launch the one to many. Okay. So in other words, instead of doing all those individual discovery calls, it's really good to have one webinar on a frequent basis. You decide how frequent that is, that works best for you. And then you sit there and I'm sorry, I keep hitting the mic. Let me move the mic so it's out of the way. But anyway, I like to talk with my hands. So really, really quick, when you do it to the one to many, then you have a specific targeted audience. When you're going on discovery calls, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes you have people like to sell them to you and the sales pitches. And after a while, I don't know about you, but I get Zoom fatigue, and that actually is a thing. So I want to actually do a one-to-many approach, and that's why I like to using webinars. It's why I think most people are starting to think that webinars are a better way to go. And some people like podcasts. Here's the thing: start with where you feel comfortable at first, and then build on it. So webinars are not your thing quite yet. Start with a podcast. But what I'm going to teach you can be something you could do for both. Okay. So either you're doing a podcast or doing a webinar, this is the show for you. Okay. So, real quick, the top tip of the week is um, we talked about it enough lately, but it's how to write your marketing message. And I'm going to emphasize the first tip is the hook. And there's different perspectives on on how that is applied. But the hook is really a short, bold, shocking statement that's centered around a problem that you can solve for your ideal client, right? Simply put. And I really want to encourage that the audience it will pick a specific problem that they can solve. It's pretty much that simple. Just pick one problem that you want to be well known for, and then you can always um, upsell them or add to that and later on. But pick one thing first, get them excited about it, and then ask them a question about it even. Okay? So that's really my one tip for this week because everybody needs to know how to market yourself. And we're going to actually go into since today's speaker has not um, been visible. I think there's been a time difference issue going on, so that must be the reason why. But um, we'll just have to reschedule her. We were going to have Kristine Grant here today, and she was going to talk to us about resolve business relationships with conflicts because she is absolutely amazing at writing letters and helping people take the emotions out of their letters and helping them with resolving conflict with their business relationships, with personal relationships. Oh my gosh, she's incredible. However, I know she's been very busy working on some projects, and I think she must have let time slip away. So, in the time difference being she's in California and I'm on the East Coast, so bit of a time lag there, but no problem. We will have to get her on the call with us later on. If she comes on, we'll definitely jump in. But if not, I just wanted to let you know that was our original speaker for today. I usually don't have people no-show me on the actual show itself, so this is an unusual situation. So, long story short, we're going to dive into something new. We're going to do a new topic. Basically, it's creating content content to attract your ideal customers. Okay. So we're going to find different types of content. So, and I'm not going to get into too deep on them. I'm just going to highlight certain types of content that would be good for your audience. But the first thing is you need to choose topics that interest your audience. And that may mean doing some research. I'm going to make some suggestions on that a little bit. I might harp on this, not harp, but I might highlight some key points on this, on some of these points and some of these topics of mine. So the first thing is when you're dealing with a topic and you're getting started, for example, or even if you've been around for a while and you're not 100% sure what kind of topic is going to attract your audience or what kind of content you're going to attract your audience. One of the things I suggest is you post a poll. Facebook and LinkedIn are brilliant in that department. I actually had to do that myself. I had to go into Facebook and LinkedIn and post polls and say, do you like written content? Do you like audios? Do you like webinars, like with visuals, like a video kind of where you can see the person versus the audio? Um, do you like ebooks or workbooks? I went and did several different ones and had them do a poll and found out most people really do like podcasts and videos. It was kind of an eye opener for me when I did the poll. The next thing is you can ask them to pick a topic. So pick like 2 to 4 topics and have them pick which one they feel is the most. I see a lot of coaches are doing that now is, oh, I have these topics. I have several topics I wanted to share, but I want to get to know what it is I want to know what it is from you, what you find most interesting and prevalent to your business now. So if you market what is interesting to them right now, post a poll, give them 2 to 4 choices. I wouldn't go past 4 because you want to keep it simple. Um, and it's if you can narrow it down to 2 topics, it's even better because it's like offering them chocolate or vanilla ice cream, right? You're going to give them 2 choices. Keep it simple. And literally, what's the word I'm looking for? You really just need to let them pick. Once you get the total, you got your topic. So the other thing is I do offer brainstorming sessions for topics free of charge. And so if you need to have a brainstorm buddy for a topic for things, please go to my calendar at calendly.com/Marie V. Mason and book a call with me for 30 minutes for free and mention that you want to talk about webinar launch, but you want to talk about, brainstorm a subtop brainstorm on it. And we'll get on a call. We'll talk about it. Okay. That's just something I wanted to give the audience, anyone who's listening, you can get on us. I'm really, really good. I'm known as the idea lady in several circles. So I'm the idea lady, the webinar queen, and the networking queen. Those are my claims to fame. So, but I just wanted to let you know that's one thing you could do is um, just gather information, find out what it is that's interesting to your customers that would, something that you can share with them that would help um, be attracted to your content. So the other thing, I don't know if you noticed this, and I think this is true more in LinkedIn, but you might be able to do this on Google too, is you can see what the hot topics are, see what's trending, and it changes constantly. Thanks, Mark. I'm glad you're listening. But, the trending topics are something that most people miss. So if you see a topic that might be something that your target market's interested in and it's already trending, there's your answer. So grab a topic off of that and really kind of focus in on that. So, and take some ideas and stuff from that and repurpose some of the content that's already out there. And I'm becoming very crafty at repurposing as well. So if you need ideas, let me know. So that's pretty much what I have so far with the research aspect of it. Because even if you've been around for a while, you always want to do a little bit of researching just so that you have clarity on what it is that's available to you. Okay. So then you want to review the conversations and questions that are in your group, or if you are members of other people's groups, also reach out and just scroll through the feed and get some ideas of topics that are of interest to your ideal clients. So that's another place that you can go to find topic ideas. Because let's face it, do your research first, okay? Get a good title when it's grabbing their attention, okay? And I will talk about that shortly. So then once you have that information, um, and you've narrowed down your topic, keep your title short, grabby. Questions are always a good way to start. Let's see. Let's do it this way. I'm going to actually kind of pick on my topic for today. So today's topic is create content and to attract your ideal audience or customers. Well, here's another one idea, so we can talk about this. Um, the top the top tips for creating attractive content. That would be, you could say 5 top tips for creating, um, I'm thinking 5 top tips would be another option. 5 top tips for creating attractive content. Um, so those are some other options. Content. Sorry, making a quick note to myself because I'll have to remember. Otherwise, I won't remember those things. But that's just some things that, you gotta have. If you do like a number, like a quantity, it's always catches people's eyes. Um, put action words in there like attractive, attract, create, like verbs, verbs and actions, and keep it concise. Don't go more than 120 words. In fact, I have to keep, for most of the shows that I actually go and be guest speakers on, they want it like 40 characters. So it's not very many words. So keep them short, keep them sweet, keep them punchy because you want it to be memorable. Okay. So those are something to think about. So keep them short, sweet, punchy, memorable, and you're going to be grabbing their attention. And then make sure that you put it into your blog posts, your videos, and other things like your Facebook posts. You can literally, like I said earlier, repurpose it and just sprinkle it throughout the media, social media, as well as your email list. So don't forget that. And then also, this information will eventually become a really trusted resource to your audience. Okay, so I think I really honed in on that particular piece. We're going to go into more details. So, and I'm about how to attract your ideal clients. Um, might not have a whole lot of time to get into details right now. So we're going to get into some more stuff like um, ask what it is that your customers care about, which we've already talked about, I think. So we're going to skip that one. What else we have? Okay, so we're going to do the key is being comfortable in connecting with people that you in developing trust. So I think we might have time to dive into this one, and then we're going to go into different types of um, content and writing styles in the second segment. So the first thing is, or the next thing is, the key is becoming comfortable with connecting and developing trust with your audience. Because let's face it, um, when you're just getting started, or even if you've been in it for a while and you made some pivots, you need to start developing that know, like, and trust factor with your audience. No matter whether it's engaging with them on social media, whether it's being on a video, whether it's being on a podcast, whether it's being on a written article or newsletter, or whatever it is, whatever communication you're going to share with um, with your audience, you really need to develop that know, like, and trust factor. So here's simple ways of doing that. First, create text or content that appeals to your market. So make sure that it's engaging, right? If it's not going to grab their attention, they're not going to keep reading it. That means your first paragraph and sentence have to be is just equally grabbing, even once, because if it's not, you're going to lose them. So you have to keep their title as well as the first paragraph and the first sentence as equally grabbing. So it has to stay in that flow, right? Then you need to help customers find out what they need. So you need to be able to solve a problem in a sense, right? You need to be able to make sure that it's easy for your clients or customers to get help when they need it. And you need to instruct them on to use your products and services. So give them some ideas of click here, or click here to get the latest podcast, for example. Something simple. Doesn't have to be super wordy, but they need to know what the next step is to be able to get that service, or register for my next webinar. Click here and start that process. So you need to show them how a simple process is so that they know how to get to working with you. And then provide um, your contact information, like an email, website, um, social media link, and that way they know how to get in touch with you. So, like I said, this is the part where you're connecting with it and developing trust with your potential leads and clients. And it's going to take several touch points with them. It's not going to be a one and done. A lot of people, when they do like lead generation, or they go out in social media to try to get their ideal target market, they think, oh, just one email or two emails is enough. Actually, no. Most people, even in social media, one isn't always enough. People are busy. They're not always going to be scanning their emails and social media. So my suggestion is 3 to 5 to 7 touch points, minimum 3 to 5. Seven is another good number as well. So that's this segment for the show. I'm going to want to say I'm sorry that we did not get our speaker in today for today's show. If she does happen to pop in, we'll give her a chance to speak in the second half. But if not, we'll just have her come back to the show another time at a more convenient time. So, like I said, life happens when you least expect it. So just gotta go with the flow, right? So, with that, I just want to say, uh, I am Marie Mason. I am your host. I'm also being the speaker for today, and stepping in for for our original guest. And basically, um, we are doing the best to give you some really great action tips to help you share content with your audience, so that you can attract that right audience. So hopefully you'll get some more value out of that. And I'm going to give you some really simple action steps also in the second half. So stick around, there's more information to come. And we are here to help you grow yourself and your business on the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show. And it's going to be we're talking about the topic, which is all on the 5+ act, attractive ways to attract your audience with creative content. I'm going to clean that up. Sorry, I am not good at doing things on the fly, but we are going to go and roll with it today. So I usually happen to be a little more planned out because I like it smooth as silk. But today we're going to go a little bit more on the fly and going to roll with what we can. So you are welcome to ask us questions. We will be showcasing those on air. So feel free to stick around and ask some questions. I will be taking some questions as well for the audience. So that ends this segment of the show, and you're listening to the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show with your host Marie Mason, and we'll be right back. We're going to commercial break now.
We're taking a short break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Marketing Mindset Mastery, the show that brings you the top speakers in the marketing and video industry, with your host, Marie Mason. The show is brought to you by Liberty Virtual Solutions. We work with business coaches and speakers to help them market and host their webinars and upsell their coaching programs and develop heart-centered relationships with their audience. Welcome back to the Marketing Mindset Mastery Show with your host, Marie Mason, a premier podcast that helps you master your marketing skills.
Hi, and welcome back to the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show with your host, Marie Mason. I am also your speaker today. So I just wanted to say thanks, Mark Hunter, for being such an awesome listener who has been really cheering me on. So he's also my web developer and one of my dear, dear friends who's um, this radio show would not have gotten started without him, to be honest, because he was helping me with birthing the ideas to the show and long before it became a reality. So much appreciated you as well. So I appreciate all of our audience. You guys are fantastic, and I a little more prepared, and today is just one of those unusual little glitches that seem to happen, right? So we're all going to learn to go with the flow. So I'm not going to talk about your writing styles because I really want to talk more about the content for your different types of content. The writing styles could be for somebody else who's more focused on that for their topic, but really, there are different types of content. There's blog posts, there's ebooks. Like I said, there's webinars and there's community forums where you can do like Facebook Lives, etc. Really different kinds of things that you could do. There's so many things. There's newsletters, like I've said before in the previous show. You name it, it's available. Okay. Let's face it, we're inundated with lots and lots of content. You just go onto Google and you can type up blog posts and hundreds on a specific topic will show up. Let's say we talk about webinars, how to attract content to webinars. I bet you there's probably dozens of people on that topic. You had to figure out what makes you stand out. Okay, so you're gonna have to give them a different, fresh perspective. Don't do the same tired old stuff. That's why it said you need to make sure you have an attention grabbing title with content that's going to be related to your audience that they are going to want to know. Okay, keep it as attention grabbing as possible. So, there's 5 different types of blog posts. There's the news reports, the instructional videos, there's personal stories, brand stories. That is very appealing, and that's the approach I usually tend to use in my own content. And then there's the cheat sheets, how to things. And then there's the entertaining factor, let's, razzle dazzle you, as they say in showbiz. But seriously, however you want to position your blog post, it's totally up to you. Do you want to be more informative and give them the facts? Do you want to give them the how-tos and be instructional? Do you want to give it more personal touch? Do you want to give them the little, quick steps that can help them achieve it? Or do you want to be engaging and entertaining and showy? It's all about what works for you, and also not just what works for you, but what works for your audience. Who do you want to attract? And you're going to keep everything that you do when it comes to content, um, whether it's a Facebook posts or whatever, you really need to pay attention to what the audience wants. Yes, do what's on your comfort level, but also make sure you're going to, whatever you do, you're going to be using that perspective to attract that audience. So if you're going to be doing a news factor kind of reports, keep that in mind. Those kinds of people are going to be very inquisitive. They're going to always have questions. If you want a pretty personal brand story, then those people are going to be more touchy feely and, more talkative and more outgoing in some ways, as far as, they're going to be a little more building that focus on building that relationship. So keep that in mind that whatever you choose, that's the kind of person you're going to attract. So, but to keep also in mind that you want to focus on what it is, keep your audience in mind. What type of person do you want? Do you want someone who's going to be questioning you all the time? Do you want someone to give you that needs instructions? Do you want someone who can relate to your story? Do you want someone who wants the quick tips, quick action steps? Do you want someone who is funny and going to be funny and engaging and laugh at your jokes? Those are things you want to keep in mind when you're attracting your audience. So always keep the end result in mind. I always tell that to all my clients too. So, ebooks, different types of ebooks. We have workbooks and manuals and novels and narratives and guidebooks and instructions. You name it. There's so many ebooks out there. I only listed a few. But anyway, but each one has a purpose. Okay. Much people don't realize that, but each one of these has a purpose. The workbooks are really good because if you're doing like a course, that's great for course creators because or even if you're doing like a Facebook challenge, for example, on those workbooks are very handy because then they can just fill in the blanks, or you can guide them, or they can follow along with you and like do like a checklist or whatever it is. But however you decide to run it, those are really good to work with. Then you have the manuals. They're like instruction books, the how to, how to do this and, tells you what you do. Okay. Then the novels, well, that's more of a book. Um, I don't know if that's something that you might want to have. It depends on your audience, right?
Marie,
Yes,
Kristine is in the green room.
she is. Okay, good. Okay, so thank you. So we are going to be bringing up our guest speaker very shortly. And but just really quickly, each one of these types of books are just simple ways of attracting your ideal audience. So that's it for my section. And don't forget to talk about webinars. We're going to have a whole thing about webinars on another day. But I'm really, really excited that Kristine is here. So I appreciate you being patient as we bring her up. So, Kristine, how are you doing?
Oh, hi, Marie. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Fabulous. So I'm sorry. I think there was a little mix up on the time zones. So,
I
but
had a
I'm
feeling. I even mentioned it on the show. So, so
okay. So, anyway, everything's in perfect timing, as they say, right?
exactly. Yep.
Okay.
So at least you were able to make it. I was glad about that. So,
Oh, me too.
yes. So we're going to have to kind of dive on in. I've just been talking about creating content for your ideal audience. That's been sort of what I've been, which kind of it relates a little bit to your topic because you ghostwrite letters. So I gave a little bit of snippet to people earlier, but we're not doing the show normally the way we normally do this week. we're taking a little deviation off the norm today. So, and we're going to roll with it. So, anyway, but Kristine, I want to give you a quick intro. I'm glad you made it. So, for the audience's sake, just so to catch them up, because this is the second half of the show. But Kristine is fantastic at what she does. And let me just go and make sure I am seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing. So sorry about that. So basically, she is a relationship expert coach from California. And as a ghostwriter, she helps clients find words to communicate their thoughts effectively. That's one of the things I mentioned at the beginning of the show. Her novel inspired heart letters process is a methodology that helps clients to move from beyond their emotional anguish through their loss of the letter. And then today's topic is resolve business relationship conflicts. So please make sure you stream live Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern right here at w4cy.com, and take it away, Christine. So I apologize. We've just kind of gotten a crazy start today. So,
No worries. And, seriously, things happen along the way. We all, us entrepreneurial types, we're creators. So we want to bring out the best in every experience for our
exactly.
potential customers, our clients, our coworkers, our supporters, all of it. And so when snags happen, like time, etc., it's okay. We go with the flow of it. I think that's really important because confidence is key. I always say it's the sexiest thing, right?
Yeah.
So if you're confident, that means that your frequency, if you will, is up there, and people are going to resonate more with someone who takes life as it comes and moves through it rather than gets overwhelmed. Yeah, overwhelmed. So be like a surfer, ride the wave. Don't, don't get dragged in the undertow.
I think after today's episode, we're like, I think I qualify for that. I just ran with it. I always have a backup option for a topic just in case somebody can't show up right away, because I just never know what's going to happen on live radio. So yeah, you just
Cool.
never know. It just is what it is, right?
It is. Exactly. It is what it is. And, it's always like they say, even people that feel rejected by clients or affiliates or what have you, people they work with. I always say rejection is God's protection.
Oh, that's a good one. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's a super good one. I even wrote a song and put that in my lyrics because it's true. We can fall prey to being our own worst enemy because we tend to be our own worst judges. And if we were to let go of that, what would the world be like? Because as long as we roll in the resonance of, I am a person of integrity, I am kind. And I think the measure is, would I want someone like me to be my best friend? Would I want someone like me to do business with?
Yeah.
Because our business relationships often, well, things may have changed in the last year and a half with the quote lockdown and such, but by and large, our business relationships often consume more of our time than our interpersonal ones, our families and partners and all of that, friends. So I think it's really important to show up as you wish to be treated. A woman wrote a book once, and it was a very catchy title. Her title was, "What You Think of Me Is None of My Business." Well, guess what? That may be true in certain circumstances, but when it comes to your business, your baby, you betcha. What other people think of you is definitely part of your business.
True.
Okay.
It's true.
So when we look at relationships to our customers, our potential clientele, and the people that support us, the people that we are affiliated with, we don't want to create bad blood. We don't, some people, we have to be mindful because our ego does get in the way so often. When I as Marie, you were mentioning, my sort of little gift is in words and in communication. And I bring back the lost art of the love letter. I call them inspired heart letters because
Aw.
it's the type of communication that can be read, absorbed by the receiver without the yeah, but conversation, without the, feeling like you have to be on the defensive, and
Right.
without the emotional angst. You lied to me. You didn't deliver what you promised. You didn't come to my show on time. Whatever it is, right?
Like I
So
said, we figured it out. Sometimes you have to go with the flow.
you go with the flow. And but what I want to say is you know, I help people with repairing and enhancing any type of communication, and that holds true in the realm of business. Can I share a story around that with you?
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
We got about 10 minutes, and I do want to have some questions for you as well. And I'm
Okay,
sure
cool.
the audience might too. So,
Okay. So I once worked with a client who was an international artist and made lots of money, and he had the same agent for 30 years.
wow.
And then at one point, he was approached by a different commercial enterprise, different entity. And they said, guess what? We have this amazing new way of really promoting your work and making you just boatloads of money and success and more fame even. And so he was so, excited about it. And he decided to try it out. He tells his agent, and the agent's reaction, oh, really? Guess what, buddy? I've been with you for 30 years. I'm holding on to your royalties. I'm going to take you to court. You can't just do this. We have an agreement, blah, blah. And whether he was right or wrong on the legal stand, it would take time, energy, and all of that.
Money.
So yeah,
Yeah.
money. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the artist calls me up. He goes, I don't know what to do. I said, well, what have you done so far? He said, well, I wrote a letter. Okay. Did you send it? No. Send it over to me first. I read it. I called him up and I said, I just tore your letter up, by the way. This is what's really happening. On the surface, you have this predicament, this challenge, this strife. Underneath that wave is the agent thinking, this is like a divorce. You're stepping out on me. I've been with you by your side. I've been a loyal mate and supporter for 30 years. I got you, by the way, where you are. So I rewrote his message to this agent, and with the idea that, hey, I'm trying something out. I do appreciate you. We have to appreciate the people we work with. We must appreciate all that anyone has done for us. Everyone normally tries their best. They may not see the forest for the trees all the time, but they are trying their best at any rate. So I wrote this letter, and essentially it allowed the recipient, the original agent, to know that the door was open and he may want to come back. Yeah, I'm stepping out, but I might want to come back. And this artist actually wrote a beautiful endorsement on LinkedIn saying that he couldn't believe how very much money I saved him. Okay, so what I want to speak to is the compassion. We're seeing things from our vantage point. We're not always looking at it from the other person's perspective, from their point of view. I also, before we get into questions, want to just say on my own journey of being an entrepreneur, I had to kind of get some schooling on all this. I always worked with agencies. I was a family therapist. I was an educational psychologist. I was a professor. I'm going to be an entrepreneur now. And I fell victim to bright, shiny object syndrome like there was no tomorrow. Okay.
I get that. I relate.
And so I want to just caution those people that have programs that they're selling, et cetera, to really go back to what you think of me is my business. Because even though I was disappointed, if not upset, on a few occasions where the products were, quote, never, ever delivered, and, well, I won't go into it, or partially delivered, or they were wise enough to know I wasn't ready for that level of business interaction. And so I was going to most likely be met with not the greatest results. All of that out of integrity stuff, they may think, oh, well, that's a little guy. She doesn't know anybody. Maybe I do. And I'm not professing that people go on, write negative commentary or anything like that. I do not advocate that whatsoever. But it is true. Our actions do mean something. Our words mean a lot. The
Right.
actions, the follow through is so important.
It is. Well, I'm only going to have time today for one question, really.
Oh,
Because
okay.
we kind of got a late start today, but that's okay. We might have to get you to come back and finish
I'd
up
love
this stuff.
to.
So there you heard it here. She could come back, and so um, and
Got my word.
yeah. So one of the things I wanted to ask you was, how do you remove? I mean, I know you touched it in the example. I want specific action steps for our audience. How do you remove the emotion out of when you're really angry at somebody? I mean, I'm not angry. I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh. I mean, everybody's it just we just kind of was a fluke, but and it happens. And so I've learned to roll with things. But other people may not be so flexible. So how do you take the emotions out of your message when you're sharing like a letter to a business, like a business letter, like they're upset about something? How do you word it properly in about a couple minutes? And then we're going to have you share a special gift to the audience, and then we'll have to close the show. So,
Okay. All right. So, great question. So what is very important to do is to step away. Now, if someone says, "Oh, you're not really upset," or "Forget it, it's not worth it," and all of these, light and fluffy statements, the truth is we are emotional beings, and we can feel hurt, we can feel abandoned even by some people, rejected, or even cheated. And that can can evoke a whole array of emotions. So I say, yeah, get it out there, not in front. Don't I wouldn't even give the satisfaction of getting the we're going to get triggered. We're humans.
yep.
But it's what we do, how we respond to that is so important. And if you just you just throw up all your emotions and reveal all of this, you might as well just, take off your clothes as well and get on the scale. I mean, let's reveal it, because
Sorry,
I
getting
would
a bad mental image here.
I would say well, I want to get everyone's attention on this one. Okay. So it really is about exorcising that out, coming back to that sense of compassion, and knowing that every rock in the road, every upset can be turned into a learning curve. What role did I play to bring this on? Am I growing wiser, truly wiser, and not just vindictive or, throwing it off, but really taking whatever the situation is to heart for the bigger understanding. I think that as humans, we also are evolving under divine grace. I'm going to just say that. And so to come back to connecting with brothers and sisters on the planet, having that sense of understanding and compassion and respect. And, think of yourself as a king or a queen, not a plebeian.
True.
So you have the diplomacy, develop it. If you don't, fake it till you make it.
I've heard that over the
Okay.
years.
Yeah, seriously. And offer what you're willing to do, whatever step to help to remedy whatever the situation is, and or come to a better agreement or understanding around it. And sometimes, there is that shuffling, and where we come up with a strategy. I'll do this, you do that. We compromise sometimes. Know that if someone is really truly a negative influence, you don't need them. And that's where the protection piece comes in. And bless that person out. when you hold a grudge towards another, no matter what the negative interaction might be, guess who carries the grudge? You do. That's a heck of a lot of baggage.
And it doesn't bother them. It only affects you, and it affects
Yeah.
your health. It
Yeah.
affects your well-being, and it's
I'd
better
rather have
to
a
let
good
it
night's
go.
sleep.
Yeah, it's called
Yes.
let it go. Let it go. Like the Frozen movie.
No, it's true. It's true. And the other thing is to take such good care of ourselves. That means that we're not going to get so consumed and so overwrought and so stressed out, and our central nervous system is just going, give me a break. I need to go dancing, or I need to take a swim in the pool, or, whatever it is. Exercise, eat well,
Yep.
take care.
Well, we actually have to wrap up the show, so can you share us a quick gift? And then I can't believe it's gone by so quick, but anyway, so can you share us a quick gift that's for their audience, and then how they
Uh,
can reach you, and then we got to get going for the night.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you again, Marie. And I
My
do look
pleasure.
forward to coming back because you're so
Yeah.
much fun. I mean, I
Aw.
love your energy. Look at that
Aw.
smile. It's beautiful.
Thank
Okay. So anyway, so gifts, love gifts. My website is KristineGrant.com. And that's Kristine, as you can see, with a K. And I have an ebook there. It's the Magic of Words, and it's key concepts for empowering your compelling messages or conversations. And when I say conversations, I also help people with the oral conversation. I call it personal PowerPoints. So let's say you're having a phone call with somebody. I can have something there prepared for you so you don't allow someone to get you off track, that you get the points that you need to make in, et cetera. Get organized with your message, your thoughts, and your place. So you can go on my website for the ebook, and you can also, I'm going to gift your audience today with a complimentary consult from me. Get on my calendar. And also, it'll be like a 30-minute consult. And also, I have an audiobook. So the first, I'm allowed to give away so many. It just went up last week.
Oh,
and it's Relation Shift. How to write the words you really want to say. And it has my music inside of it. I don't know if you can see it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm endorsed.
Yeah,
I got endorsed by John Gray and Catherine Woodward Thomas and all these wonderful
we'll have
luminaries.
to talk about that more even on the next show, because we really do have to wrap up.
Okay, first 10 people to get on a call with me, I will gift you. I get a special code. I will give it to you, and you will have a free audiobook.
So go to her website at KristineGrant.com and message her and let her know you saw it on the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show, and she'll give you that free copy. So that is so awesome. Thank you for that gift and being a great guest on the show. And her topic was resolving business relationship conflicts, which is an ultra important topic for today. And you get to grab all the links in the show. It'll be up on our YouTube page as well. So we're going to have another amazing guest next week's show, and thanks for joining us and for this week's show for all these great tips and ideas and how to make your marketing and mindset work for you. We stream live every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern right here on W4CY.com. So until next time, this is Marie Mason, and our co-host Plinny Phoenix will be here next time. So saying bye for now on the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show that ends this show for this week. So stick around for next week.
I just want to say, enjoy your life on purpose.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Go to our radio page and check out the gifts from our speakers. We'll see you next time on Marketing Mindset Mastery with your host, Marie Mason.